Okay, so this is the continuation of our study on cube roots, and in the previous lesson we looked at perfect cubes. So remember, just like with perfect squares, to get your perfect cubes, you're going to say 1 cubed is 1, 2 cubed is 8. So 1's a perfect cube. So these are your perfect cubes right here, and there are an infinite number of perfect cubes. So 3 cubed is 27, and so on. 4 cubed is 64 because 4 times 4 times 4 is 64. So these are your perfect cubes. So just remember how to get those. So the next one will be 5 cubed and so on. Okay? All right. Now, what I want to do here is just kind of look at some examples that you may see in some of your problems dealing with cube roots. So for example, let's go ahead and simplify each of the following. So number one, let's suppose we had 3 times the cube root of 8, let's say. All right, so 3 times the cube root of 8. So remember, I read this as 3 times the cube root of 8. So what we need to do is simplify the cube root of 8. So since 8's a perfect cube, see right here, 8's a perfect cube, the cube root of 8 is 2, because 2 times itself 3 times as a factor of 3 is 8. So I get 3 times 2, which is 6. So the answer is 6. Okay? Number 2, let's suppose we had 1/2 times the cube root of 64. So same thing. So 1/2. So if you need to cover up this part first, and so think about the cube root of 64. What times itself 3 times, since the index is 3, what times itself 3 times is 64? Well, 64 is a perfect cube. So 4 times itself 3 times is 64. So the cube root of 64 is 4. So this becomes 1/2 times 4, which is 2. All right. Number 3, suppose in number 3 we have negative 3 times the cube root of 216. All right, so the examples we're dealing with now, the radicands, are going to be perfect cubes. So you may say, well, I don't know what the cube root of 216 is. Well, just all you got to do is kind of play around. So you know that 4 cubed 64, so the cube root of 216 has to be greater than 4. So let's try 5, see what happens. So 5 raised to the third power is 125. So let's try 6. 6 raised to the third power is 216. So it's 6. So the cube root of 216, let me go ahead and just kind of extend this. So the cube root of 216 is 6. Okay, because 6 cubed is 216. So this becomes negative 3 times 6. See, this is 6 here. So it becomes negative 3 times 6, which is negative 18. All right. Now, just to remind you, remember you have on your calculator, you can figure out the cube root of 216 on your calculator. So remember how to do that. So you see this button right here, right above here, locate on your calculator. So it looks like this. Let me go ahead and do it this way. So it looks like this. So on your calculator, you may see something that looks like this. Okay. So where this would be your index. All right, so you got to put the index first, though. So if the index is 3, you got to put 3. So you're going to say 3, type in 3, and then you're going to press second, and then you're going to press this button here, and so you get this right there. So remember, that doesn't mean 3 times. That means that the index is 3. So that's going to be a cube root. And then you just type in 216, so 216, and then press equal, and you get 6. So the cube root of 216 is 6. Okay? All right, let's look at number 4. So number 4, let's suppose we had the cube root of 8 minus the cube root of 27. Cube root of 8 minus the cube root of 27. Well, the cube root of 8 we know is 2, because 2 times itself 3 times, since the index is 3, is 8. And then the cube root of 27, we know, if you look here, the cube root of 27 we know is 3, because 3 cubed is 27. And so 2 subtract 3 then becomes negative 1. So the answer is negative 1. Number 5. Number 5, let's suppose we had 1/14 times the cube root of 343. okay? And then plus 2 times the cube root of 512. All right, so don't let those large numbers throw you off. So you have access to a calculator, so play around. You know that 6 cubed is 216, and so since 343 is bigger than 216, you know that this has to be larger than 6, right? It has to be larger than 6. So if you want to try 7, try 7. So let's try it. 7 raised to the third equals 343. So hey, the cube root of 343 is 7. And again, you can use your calculator. So remember, you're taking cube roots. You can press 3, 3, and then you're going to press second, and then this button here. So you get this, and then type in, what was it, 343? 343, and you get 7. So this becomes 1/14 times 7, and then plus 2, and then the same thing here, the cube root of 512, so 3 for cube root, 512 equals 8. So you get 2 times 8. So this becomes 1/14 times 7. I'm going to just rewrite this so I can reduce. All right, so 7 to 7 is 1, and 7 to 14, I get a factor of 2. So this becomes 1/2. So 1/2 plus, and then 2 times 8, 16. And that's an easy one because you're adding a whole number and a fraction. So this becomes 16 and 1/2, okay? Or if you want to write it as a mixed, I'm sorry, if you want to write it as an improper fraction, 2 times 16 is 32, plus 1 is 33. So you get 33 over 2. And then even using your calculator, you'd say 1/2 plus 16 gives us 16 and 5. Remember, 16.5 means 16 and 5 tenths, and 5 tenths reduced is 1/2. And if you want to convert that to a mixed number, all you do is this. You press second. Remember, make sure you know how to use your calculator. Then this button here, and then press equal, and you get 16 and 1/2. Okay? All right, so you're going to see examples on your assignments that look like this. So just make sure you know how to deal with those situations. Okay, so that's going to be the end of this lesson.